we make this fun? How do we do something that hasn't been done before? And I gave my campaign chairs, Robin Tabor and Dustin Gilbert, who both have ties to
They
Caldwell
sure do.
County, just a list of ideas, and they just kept going back to that one because of the tagline, "What's raised here stays here." So we're doing it.
I
Yeah.
love that though. I think that's creative, but I think it says a lot too, especially in in current times and that sort of thing. That's becoming pretty popular is for people to want to know where things come from and how far away they were. So I think that's wonderful.
It's always been our mission, but I think we're going to make it a little bit more public. In fact, they, instead of setting division goals, which we break it typically down into residential, government, commercial, and all that, we're going to set individual county goals, or we have set individual county goals this year, and we'll be announcing those at our breakfast coming up Thursday, September 5th at the Christian County Senior Citizen Center. But we're asking Caldwell County to come up with a set amount of money to serve the programs that are here. So we have 20 partner agencies in our 4 counties, and over half of those offer services in each of the 4 counties. So not all of them apply for funding in each of the 4 counties, but there is a good amount of money and need here in Caldwell County, and we want to help meet that.
No doubt about it. And tell us about some of the organizations that United Way, the Pennyrille, helps here in Caldwell County.
Yeah, so among them, you guys probably know when you have a house fire, Red Cross is the one who comes and they
Right.
help you deal with that issue, get you food and a place to stay. And they're one of our partner agencies, a place that I know is near and dear to everyone's heart here in Princeton and the surrounding area. Bright Life Farms. They're one of our partner agencies. We want to help them continue to do what they're doing. So is Pennyrille Industries. We love them. We do projects for them. We buy stuff that they couldn't otherwise buy. In fact, we built a classroom at their facility in Christian County last year that they all get to participate in. This year, they used their funds to take all of the clients to camp. They went to camp a couple weeks ago and got to spend some time, and that was something that hadn't been done before across the state. So that may be a model moving forward for other areas.
I hope so, because that is precious time that they don't get sometimes the interaction and the socialization and that sort of thing.
It's like a summer camp, and they don't get to do that typically.
It's wonderful. You want to watch something that'll just warm your heart. Look at the smiles
Yes,
on their faces.
exactly.
I love it.
Also, you've got the Armed Services YMCA. You've got the Dyslexia Association of the Pennyrille, Kentucky Legal Aid, which we think is one of those programs that isn't as wide known as it could be because they do offer civil legal services for free for those who can't afford it, or seniors who are looking to do those end of life things that you
Preparations
need
and
to
planning.
do, right? And so those are free. All you have to do is call their office, and if you qualify, they'll take care of it for you. Meals on Wheels, which I know is another program that is near and dear to everyone's heart. And so Bright Life Farms and Meals on Wheels make up about half of the requests here in Caldwell County every year, and we're just not able to fund fully everything that goes on in Caldwell County, and we'd love to.
Well, I know a lot of people say, everybody's got family and friends and church family if they don't have necessarily, blood relation that's around to help them. And that's not necessarily true.
Exactly.
Because I know people personally who really struggle to make those meals every day. And there may be 2 of them in the home, but, one of them is half mobile, half not.
Mm-hmm.
The other is maybe ill. And when that happens, it makes it near impossible. And that is something that it breaks my heart that it's not fully funded, that it is in need of funds, because that's something that is a staple, basic part of life that, I think we take for granted every day, that we can walk to the kitchen and, and do what we need to do, because there's a lot of people that they can't get to the grocery store or they can't get to the kitchen to do that for themselves. So that's something that, Meals on Wheels is important.
I agree completely. I think that one of the things that hurts me the most when they talk about it, when we go and do our allocation process, is that oftentimes that's the only contact those people have. And it's those caring drivers who've become friends with them over time that find them.
Right.
Either they've fallen over the weekend or something has happened, and no one else has noticed. It's that driver who comes to drop off that meal that then has to call somebody who call to do a welfare check, and they're that person for them.
And
well, I'll tell you, I've got a family member that we didn't realize that she was not she was not cooking meals like she should, and we had to, that was one thing that once you do find out, then you're like, oh my goodness, what do we do about that? Then the family, but if they don't tell you sometimes because they're embarrassed,
Right.
or they don't want you to know because they're terrified. If they tell you they can't take care of themselves as far as that goes, well, then they won't get to stay at home anymore. And those kind of fears can really be detrimental to them. And that's something that, boy.
Well, and I'll tell you that almost 15,000 meals were served last year through that
Wow.
program here in Caldwell County. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. They could do so much more if they had the funding to do it.
How do they get the funding? How do we make that so that it's no longer a problem?
Well, unfortunately, they apply for state and federal grants for that program. That's how it all got started. And at one point, it was fully funded. And through the years, those dollars obviously have dropped like most federal and state dollars. And so they rely heavily on the community and United Way in our 4-county area to fund that.
And that's where United Way comes in. 2018 impact, the Pennyrille of United Way, the Pennyrille. Throw out some of those statistics there of the impact that you all had on the counties that you serve.
Yeah, so in the 4 counties we serve, 66% of residents received a direct service from one of our partner agencies through United Way dollars. That includes 162,000 meals that were served in the 4-county area, as well as 62,000 volunteer hours through the RSVP programs in Trigg and Christian counties, as well as 104,000 after-school tutoring sessions. There was 1,453 residents received counseling services through Sanctuary, which is another one of those
Right.
agencies serving Caldwell County, and a number that we don't like to think about, but that is very real in our area. 234 children received services through the Pennyrille Children's Advocacy Center.
Right.
And that's...
Thank God they did, though. They
Yes.
received the help that they needed.
And,
That-
the statistic is that only about 40% report some kind of instance. So you can gauge
math
that
on that,
number, that there are more kids who need help, and that's why the Advocacy Center this year is using their money to do some preventative measures and going out in the community and teaching groups of people to look for signs that are there typically in instances when children are abused.
Well, and it's the same way, when we were talking about the senior citizens and, Meals on Wheels. If you see that tattling is not necessarily a bad thing,
No,
we're it's
not
so
in this
ingrained
instance at all.
Well, it's ingrained in us. Well, don't tattle on them. Don't do that. You'll get them in trouble. You're going to get them help in so many ways. It's necessary help that they may not feel comfortable enough asking for themselves. And, they might do it for a family member, but they wouldn't do it for themselves. So tattling, that, making that phone call and saying, look, we need help for this person is a good thing.
Exactly.
And it's a tremendous impact if you see somebody that we know, a family member or someone has been touched by United Way, the Pennyrille, and their services somewhere. So this is exciting because each year when the campaign kicks off, we have all kinds of events that coincide with it. Of course, we always have a big reception, then the kickoff breakfast, and then, of course, this year, if you look at the timeline, there's all kinds of wonderful events that are coming up all the way until the campaign ends.
There are. So coming up at the end of September, I don't know how many of you guys have heard about it, but the Hoptown Half going on in Hopkinsville, the proceeds from that will come to United Way. So we're really excited about that. We're in charge of volunteers day of, so I'll be very busy. And then in October, we're going to do Small Business Week in the Pennyrille, all 4 counties raising money with our small businesses. But the one thing that we're really excited about October, and we hope that if you own a restaurant or manage a restaurant, you'll get on board with this, is that we're doing an event called United We Dine the entire month of October. So if you want to help us raise money and give us the proceeds from a night of service or however you want to do that, we'd love for you to be a part of that. And we want to get as many restaurants in our 4-county area on board as possible, because it's really hard to squeeze those into the 1 week.
Right, and it's pretty easy to participate. All they have to do is just get in contact with
just
you. Hey, I want to do it.
Call the office, shoot us an email. We would love to make sure that you're a part of it, and we'll be advertising that. We'll be sharing it with the community, so we'll make sure that people come visit you those nights.
Well, and it's not a specific type either, and you don't have to be a certain size. I mean, you can be
any
a mom
restaurant
and pop
could participate.
organization, or as big or as small as it does. There's no set standards, right?
There is not.
That's fantastic. And, of course, Caldwell County, the structure of United Way has changed somewhat. We used to have local chair people, and we still probably can have a local chairperson, but it's all under the auspice of the United Way of the Pennyrille. And this has been several years now, hasn't it?
So Tiffany Massey, who I'm sure many of you know, is on our board of directors, and we're really excited to have her. Caldwell County did have its own United Way up until about 2006, and there were some things that happened where we absorbed that, and we continue to offer services here through our partner agencies, and we continue to help fund things in the community. But I think that one of the things I heard last year was, well, Caldwell County doesn't have a United Way.
Exactly.
And that you don't have it in the way that many of you remember it, but we're still here, we're still serving, and we want to help you if you need help.
Right. And that's one thing I wanted to emphasize as well, because you're here, we're viable, and we're raising funds. We're going to start raising funds for people here in Caldwell County.
We are, yeah. We've already got a couple of our pace setters in Caldwell County underway, so we've already started raising money here. But we want to continue to help those in need.
And if we're listening out there and we say, I'd like to partner. I'd like to be a partnering agency. How does that work?
So we have partner agencies that apply. I think the board has decided until we raise a substantial amount of money that we probably won't take on additional partner agencies. But I can tell you that just $5 per resident in Caldwell County would fully fund our partner agencies and to give us that additional funding.
Wow.
Yeah, $5 per resident. And that it's not a lot of money when you think about it that way. And we know that some of those residents can't give because they are going to fall into that population that need help. But if everybody gave, then everybody who could gave, then we could fully fund our partner agencies and talk about offering those additional services and helping additional agencies.
That is fantastic. So what can we expect coming up? Of course, you said we've got local chairs that are tied to Caldwell County. Robin Tabor, of course.
Robin Tabor and Dustin Gilbert. Dustin grew up in Fredonia.
Okay.
So he knows a lot, got a lot of connections there. They'll be out and about with us. We'll be in Caldwell County as much as we can. So let us know if you want to see us. We'd be happy to come.
Oh, we want to see you. I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
How about that?
We'd be happy to come to your business and talk to you about what it takes to run a campaign. If you have any questions about that, I'd be happy to answer them. You can give us a call at the office. That number is 270-886-8171. And if you are interested at all in doing a campaign, whether that's payroll deduction, giving your employees the option to give, or doing a campaign fundraiser within your company, let us know and we'll help you facilitate that.
That is fantastic. So excited about this year's campaign, Annie, and I know you're going to be in and out here as we progress throughout the latter part of the year.
Definitely. You'll be seeing us around, and we just want to be here for Caldwell County.
Well, we appreciate what you do. We're excited about this year's campaign and look forward to having you again to tell us all about it as we get in the middle part of it and finish it up and see of all the wonderful opportunities and activities that'll be going on with United Way of the Pennyrille. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I hadn't seen her in a minute. We had a little lunch together.
Yeah.
Not too long ago at
about
Chamber
a month
of
ago,
Commerce,
right?
right?
And he was at
so we've got our now we need to go like 3 weeks and then we'll have lunch again.
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you, Annie.
I like
you have
when
a good
I
day.
can just do that. How about that? It's 8:23. Stick around, and of course we've got plenty more coffee talk coming up next. 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Get the whole family ready to step into that famous back-to-school feeling with Famous Footwear's buy one, get one half off sale going on now. That's one pair of checkered Vans for him and half off Adidas for her. Fresh new Timberlands for her and half off new sandals for you. Shop top brands that'll make your family feel like they're on top of the world. Famous Footwear, because everyone deserves to feel a little famous. Buy one item, get a second item of equal or lesser value for half price. Some exclusions apply.
tile is about to rock your world with rustic stone look flooring that's durable and low maintenance. Traffic Master Portland Stone Gray Tile from the Home Depot gives you the look of real stone for floors that will get a second look. And because it's tile, it's low maintenance. And now even easier to fit into your budget. Traffic Master Portland Stone Gray Tile, just 77 cents per square foot at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Selection varies by store while supplies last.
There's an advantage in being the home team. You know who Emma Talley, Jake Lewis, and Pat Gates are. You've seen the wall around Butler Stadium and have heard of the Caldwell Crazies. Trice Hughes, we're your home team. Here's our home team deal of the week.
2016 Chevy Equinox. Kelly Blue Book fair purchase price $22,547. Trice price for $21,300.
Get this home team deal of the week at Trice Hughes. Find us on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or tricehughes.com.
What does your morning sound like?
The itsy bitsy spider, rock-a-bye baby.
She's finally asleep.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
Can I get a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
If you're struggling with weight and frustrated with dieting each and every year, Mark Patrick Hypnosis can help. Join the over 500,000 people who have attended Mark Patrick Hypnosis programs with weight loss results. Mark Patrick Hypnosis will be in Hopkinsville on Thursday, September 12th. Summer's over. It's time to get back on track.
After this hypnosis, I want to eat good food.
Since August, I can honestly say I have not had one potato chip.
It was life-changing for me.
And I don't think about desserts like I used to.
Bridget, how much have you lost now?
I had lost a total of 83 pounds.
Holy cow.
It's easy, it's fun, very relaxing, and very successful.
And I would just say go for it.
For only $49.99, lose all the weight you want, 100% guaranteed. Thursday, September 12th at the Holiday Inn Hotel, 2910 Fort Campbell Boulevard in Hopkinsville. Seminar time is 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Registration begins at 5 p.m. Attend this program and find out how the power of hypnosis can help you achieve your weight loss goals. There's limited seating, so get there early. Learn more at markpatrickseminars.com.
In Caldwell County, life rarely stands still. And in Max's, we see you working hard. From your job to running the kids around, time is certainly precious. That's why we would love you to stop by our Max's BP location right off I-24. You'll find convenience at the pump and in our store with tons of yummy grab-and-go options for your entire family.
Fuel for you. Fuel for your vehicle. Max's Convenience Shop. Max's.
1580 103.3 WPKY, Tess and Ty, and of course it's Coffee Talk, and we just got through talking to Miss Annie, and of course I love that because that United Way is close, kind of near and dear, you know.
I mean, tell you what, Annie does a great job. It's going to be an exciting campaign this year, and United Way, the Pennyrille, raising funds for our communities, and thanks to Annie for being here. Good information.
Well, I'll tell you, I love what we've got coming up next, too. I begged them to come in the other day because I said, I want to learn more and I want to hear more because I'm all about conservation. I'm all about wildlife. I'm all about all of this stuff. So I thought this is going to be really fitting in well with what's going on. And then when I heard that you were going to be at Black Patch, I was like, oh, now there's a really good excuse to make them come in and talk to us.
And their annual banquet's in October.
Unlimited.
Yeah.
So you've got, it's the Bonds, and of course I want to make sure that I get this right though. It's Elana Bond, and you're the treasurer for Ducks Unlimited, correct?
Yes.
So tell us about Ducks Unlimited. If you're somebody that's not, familiar, tell us about Ducks Unlimited and what you all do.
Well, Ducks Unlimited is an organization, and it is it's actually all over the United States. We also are in Canada and Mexico.
Oh, wow.
But of course, we like to focus here on the United States. And just to say, they actually do have a program going on in Ballard County right now to where they're trying to conserve some wetlands down there. It's a pretty big conservation program going on in the state of Kentucky right now, because which me and my husband are both. We're not just Caldwell County Ducks Unlimited, but we are also on the state committee as well, where we can help them raise funds, which we all the chapters in the state of Kentucky end up pulling together for the state of Kentucky. But as far as Caldwell County Ducks Unlimited goes, we've been around here for 39 years now. And that's just what we do. We try our best to raise money to conserve wetlands.
I think that's fantastic because I love that. It seems like lately I've seen more numbers lately of different, especially I love a mallard. Of course, everybody loves a mallard, I guess, but I've seen the numbers go up, it seems to, or at least I'm seeing them more often. And I love that. I mean, is that something that's happening, or the numbers, are we winning?
As far as I know, I think so. I think they're trying to do as much as they can because, which we all know, the last hunting season was not, last year it just was not a good hunting season for any duck hunter. But Ducks Unlimited is not just about the duck hunters.
Right.
I mean,
it's about the habitat.
It's about the habitat. That's what their main goal is to conserve the habitat. Now, of course, you conserve that habitat, it helps the duck hunters out, most definitely. But that's their main goal, is just to keep the ducks here.
Well, and I know a lot of people say, well, conservation and hunting, now that doesn't go together. Absolutely it does, because they want to make sure that they have something for, next year and their kids and their grandkids. And that's something that a lot of times hunting and conservation are very close together because those are the people that really appreciate, where they're going and those wetlands.
It's like if you build it, they will come. But there are certain factors, too, out there. The flyway is shifted. You have meteorological situations.
Erosion.
You have food, where guys, if they're not planting feed out there, if you don't have cornfields or any kind of grain fields, they're going to go where they can eat.
Right.
And so that's what this is about. And, of course, it's cyclical because, there have been years where, boy, we've had fantastic duck and goose seasons here locally, and then like last year, I mean, these duck hunters, I mean, my kid duck hunts, and he's got lots of friends that duck hunts, and it was just not a good year. But there's some things that even the conservation efforts are a little bit, that those variables are out of control of where the ducks go.
Well, when you think about it, it's kind of like if you have your favorite restaurant, and you love going to this restaurant, but you never know where it's going to be located. It's mobile, it moves around, and you never know where it's going to be next. Well, you got to go find it, right? I mean, if you want to eat, and that's basically what they do.
That is what they do, and that's what, because they I know that they plant food plots. They do everything to to the waterways and everything to pull in more wetlands.
Tell us about this Ballard County initiative that's going on that you are a part of and with this at the state level.
They are. I haven't seen the latest update because I missed the last conference call because we had something else going on. But they have been working down there with different groups down at Ballard County and even different groups in the state of Kentucky, and they are just trying to preserve more of the waterways and, like I said, the food plots, and they're just trying to, I guess, make it bigger and conserve it and protect it. And
that's
if I can get more information on it, maybe I can come back and.
Well, the average person, if he says or I say, this is so neat and I love what this is. How do I become involved? How can I get involved in helping you conserve the wetlands? I mean, how can the normal person do that?
Well, anybody, that is one reason why we have our local annual banquet every year, because just about every dollar that we raise from that banquet goes back to headquarters.
Oh, wow.
We don't get to keep very much of the profit, which is perfectly fine because we're not trying to make a profit.
Right.
We're a nonprofit. But we collect that money and it goes back to headquarters, and then headquarters puts it out into the different programs that they have going on. And so, like I said, we have, you can buy the dinner tickets. We have sponsorship, which a sponsorship is $250. But that gets you and a guest into the banquet, which covers your meal. You also get a nice print. It's not framed, but it is a very nice print that the sponsor gets. You get into certain drawings for guns that nobody else does. And then at the banquet, we have different games and raffles that goes on. And then we also have a live and silent auction that some very nice items that we we get from Ducks Unlimited that we auction off. It's a really fun time. It's a great family event too. People seem to enjoy it, and we've done
the prints that you get. Ducks Unlimited has artists that they enlist to do all these prints. I mean, you see some of the Ray Harm stuff, and there's a couple other big names out there, and these prints are just absolutely beautiful. They're outdoorsy. They're they some involve ducks, some involve deer. I mean, it's just very, very beautiful outdoor scene. And so, those funds raised for those auctions and those raffles go right back into what you alls do, your mission to preserve the wetlands, especially here in Caldwell County. I know.
Well, I was checking you out on Facebook, and I'll tell you what else that they've got that looked pretty good to me was that banquet, the food. My goodness. I mean, talk about worth buying a ticket. That's amazing.
Who's catering this year?
Mitzi Travis will be catering the banquet for us this year. She catered it last year. We had really good response with it, and I agree, it was some really good food last year. So, I mean, it's a full meal.
It's
like
good stuff.
I said, it's good. We have a good time. If you haven't ever come out, I encourage anybody to come out and just to see what it is that we do there.
And I'd heard about, Ty and I were talking about it, Green Wings.
Yep.
And can you explain that for us?
Green Wings is age 17 and under, and we try to keep them involved just because they are the future. They are the future of Ducks Unlimited. They are the future of everything. And we like to cater to our Green Wings a bit. We give them, their membership is $20, in which that is set from headquarters. We don't set the prices, of course. But that gets them into the banquet as well. We give them a free gift when they come into the door. And they even love coming and playing the games with their parents. It's fun just watching them.
And the local FFA chapter is usually on hand. They will come in when the auction's going on. Wayne Cash is usually there doing his auctioneer. I hope he's there this year. He's a lot of fun, when he does an auction. But the FFA chapter gets involved, of course, and they're usually walking around with all the prints during the auction. It's just a tradition here in Caldwell County, as you said, over 30 years. I remember going when I was a kid. It is a family atmosphere, but it's also for a good cause. You all will be at Black Patch, have a booth this year as well.
We're going to have a booth at Black Patch this year. Of course, you can come by and buy your dinner ticket for our banquet there, but we also have a raffle that's going on at that booth, $10 a ticket. We're going to pick one winner, and then if you win, we have this huge banner that has guns, hunting gear, grills, generators, all kinds of stuff. You get to pick one of those items if you're the winner. Great items too. They're not just fly-by-night items.
Yeah.
They're upscale items. And then bring your kids by the booth too, because we have a free gift for them.
I love that. Thank you so much. And you're going to have to come back when you can stay a while longer, and we'll really dive into
closer to the banquet time.
Right.
Tell us when the banquet's going to be again.
The banquet will be October the 12th. Doors will open at 5 o'clock. You can buy your ticket that night, but if you will buy your ticket early, you will get into an early bird drawing.
And James will be around selling tickets. I promise you. James Bond is the Ducks Unlimited chair for Caldwell County, and he'll be out and about, I know, of those tickets.
Yes.
And Elana will probably have some in her back pocket as well.
I do, and if anybody does want a ticket, you can always come and see me at Thurman Campbell here in town, because I have them in my office.
Well, that sounds fantastic. Thank you so much for being with us, and hope to see you again soon. It's 8:38. Stick around, and hey, speaking of Black Patch,
Black Patch,
we've still got some more Black Patch to come on Coffee Talk. Tess and Ty, 1580 103.3 WPKY.
To step into that famous back-to-school feeling with Famous Footwear's buy one, get one half off sale going on now. That's one pair of checkered Vans for him and half off Adidas for her. Fresh new Timberlands for her and half off new sandals for you. Shop top brands that'll make your family feel like they're on top of the world. Famous Footwear, because everyone deserves to feel a little famous. Buy one item, get a second item of equal or lesser value for half price. Some exclusions apply.
Tile is about to rock your world with rustic stone look flooring that's durable and low maintenance. Traffic Master Portland Stone Gray Tile from the Home Depot gives you the look of real stone for floors that will get a second look. And because it's tile, it's low maintenance. And now even easier to fit into your budget. Traffic Master Portland Stone Gray Tile, just 77 cents per square foot at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Selection varies by store while supplies last.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
Well, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and it's going to stay that way all the way through the middle of next week. High today, 86. Tonight's low, about kickoff time for Tiger Stadium. Looks to be about 80. Now, your overnight low, 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 87. And then on Sunday, as you head off to church, a high of 89. It is 65 at 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Herb Hayes Furniture.
Are you struggling to afford health care or medications? Let Health First help you. Whether you're insured, uninsured, or underinsured, you will still be cared for at Health First Community Health Center. We offer financial and prescription assistance to all those that qualify, which is based on income and household size. Contact our office for more information at 365-9455 or visit our website. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are always welcome. Located at 1100 South Jefferson Street in Princeton. At Health First, your health is our first concern.
It's summertime and the air conditioner is running non-stop. Hard to believe, in a few short months it'll be time to turn on the heat. Fortner Gas is offering a great summer special right now. That means the lowest priced propane of the year. Now is the time to take advantage and get propane tanks filled at the lowest price of the year. Customers can also pre-buy for winter at a locked-in rate. Call Fortner Gas in Princeton today.
1580, 103.3 WPKY. Tess and Ty and Coffee Talk is on the air. And we've got a house full, and I love it when we got a house full. Roy Jean Rogers is here, as well as George Kilgore. And we're talking some Black Patch today. Right?
Correct. No, I thought we was talking about something else.
Well, we were talking about trivia off the air.
No, that's part of Black Patch. Yes.
I thought it was neat because there were several people that I saw on social media that were talking about some of your trivia questions. And I just think it's kind of neat because I'm not the only one that doesn't know. Evidently, on some of these, they're tough, Roy Jean.
Well, that was from Rick Blackburn, Pam Rogers Fawn, Robert and Linda Ward, and myself. We came up with those. We have, real quick, you talk about tourism. Caldwell County could be very rich in tourism if we promoted the Black Patch.
Right.
I mean, those wars, that was something that was nationwide as far as news was concerned. A lot of things, the rich history, and the sad part about it, a lot of people here in Caldwell, Trigg, Logan County, all around, don't realize what all it involved.
Right.
So we threw all these questions together, hoping that it would generate a little interest in our book and maybe in the history of the Black Patch.
Well, I think it worked for me anyway because I love all of them in the book all the way throughout. It's got some great information and stories and trivia. It's, a lot of times people will pick up one of those or anything like that and say, it's just a bunch of sponsors. But it's not. It's really chocked full of all kinds of stuff in there that, is worth a read, and you'll be glad that you picked it up.
Yeah. One more thing on that, and I'll turn it over to George and Ty. We've got, I think, the meeting on September 14th to go over the questions. Right now, we have close to $400 in prizes for those that are going to participate. We've got pizzas, we got food gifts, we got Acreage Farm Supply, $25 gift certificate, Coon Dog Inn, Cat's Den. I'm not going to try to name all of them because I'm going to leave them out, but we have close to $400 worth of prizes, and those that we talked to said, hey, that's a great thing. We want to be part of it and try to promote it. And we'll have some more questions that night as well.
And that's a brand new thing for us. I mean, that's a great idea, and it's kind of a combination of the Fredonia Valley Historical Society with Pam's involvement and Rick, and then, of course, the Caldwell County Historical Society. So coming together to get these questions.
Well, there was three warehouses that were burned down there, and they took that town over, Fredonia, just like they did Hopkinsville and Princeton and Russellville and all of the other counties.
I think it would be hard to find somebody that, when their family is originally from this area, that they weren't involved, or touched in one way or another. When you talk about prizes, now how do you go about getting prizes?
Well, I'm going to go through and keep the ones I want to.
Oh.
No, we will be those with the most correct answers. And if there's several, which we hope they are, then we'll just draw a number, and they get whatever number corresponds with that prize.
Are you going to be the Alex Trebek of the night?
Right.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah. That's September 14th. That's going to be the library, correct?
Yes. Looks like that right now on September 24th. We'll be publishing that, and y'all we'll get it out to you. September the 14th.
Okay.
I think that's going to be fun. I really do, because I thought we learned quite a bit just by looking at it, really.
Well, it's been a while since we put one of these out. The Princeton Optimist Club, we put one of these out each and every year. And this is probably the best one we've had in the last few years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we started 5 years ago renewing that. Or 4. And, and we had the same cover. And we all talked, and we said, hey, it's time to change. So Richie McKinney, local artist, came up with that cover, and you can't beat it. It's great.
No, and I think the inclusion of the historical information, the trivia questions just enhances this. This is a valuable piece to have for our Black Patch celebration, because you're going to be walking down the street and you're going to be full of knowledge, but you're also going to know about all the events that are going on. And George, it's a big slate of events.
It has the calendar of events in the front page of the booklet, so we really encourage you to pick one of these up. And the question was raised the other day, how much are they? They're free. We sell ads in this to help offset the cost of Black Patch, because there's a lot of behind-the-scenes cost that goes into putting the Black Patch Festival on, and so this really helps us be able to add some more events and activities, but they are free for you to just pick up. You can see what's going on. Hopefully they will be collector's items, pick it up for free. Maybe down the road you'll have something valuable to
30, 40 years from now, you got this thing. I was there.
Exactly. We was there. Our Grand Marshals, there's an interview on them in the booklet, but just a lot of information, and we can't say thanks enough to the people who took ads, and we want to encourage our community. It's so good about supporting things, and you see somebody's ad in there, they took the time to say, yes, we want to support Black Patch, we want to support the Princeton Optimist Club. So in return, we ask that you support their businesses, support them, and say thank you for being a part of this.
I'll tell you, that means, we've talked about this a lot. If everybody wants things, to be here and to be in Princeton, well, then you got to support them when they are. That way they get bigger next year, and that way they keep coming back, and we get more visitors. And that doesn't happen unless you continue to put some effort into it and show up and say thank you. And that's like on Friday, you mentioned the Grand Marshals. Those two ladies are the sweetest things, and they've got such interesting lives and stories to tell.
Exactly, and we're looking forward to that. I know both of them are excited about it. Miss Dodd has been under the weather some and hadn't been feeling well, but she said, in fact, she spent a few days in her local health facility here, kind of getting herself pumped up, but she said, I will be there.
She's got her ride and ready to go.
Yes,
as well as
they both got convertibles, and they're ready to go. And come out and support them, and just and they both said how many people have contacted them already and said congratulations, well deserved. And that's a special time for us as a club to be able to recognize people in our community that may not have had that recognition over the years.
And let's talk about the parade here. There's Grand Marshals, but that'll kick off everything off on
1
Friday
week
night.
from today. Yeah. I mean, we talk about Black Patch, and we've been talking about it for a while, but it's here. It's next week. So next Friday at 5 p.m. is the Black Patch Parade. We started this back several years ago as an old-fashioned hometown parade. You don't have to pay anything to be a part of it. You don't have to enter. You don't even have to register ahead of time. Just show up at the Butler parking lot. We ask you to be there by 4:30. There will be people there to line you up where you need to be at, and at 5 o'clock promptly, it will kick off. Then head down Main Street, make the loop, and come back. we've had just such a tremendous turnout just riding down through it. Usually Roy Jean and I are behind the horses because that's where they say we need to be. We make a ride down through just to see.
Got their shovels.
Just to see what's going on and how many people are there. And it is amazing, the turnout. So businesses, what a free advertisement time for you. Just to get you a truck, get you a float, showcase yourself, who you are, civic club, churches, whatever. You're all
Seeing
welcome.
a lot of churches.
Yes, you're all welcome to come be a part of it. Y'all are going to be broadcasting live.
Correct.
And with that, all we ask is that you put something on the side of your vehicle or float or whatever to let y'all know who it is, because it's hard for whoever's broadcasting the parade to, so here comes a truck. Okay, we need to know what that truck, who's in it, and what they did. We had the pageants last week.
Right.
There's a lot of folks that won that and was runner-up, and whatever. Even if you participated, if you want to be in there, put your outfit on and come on and ride through. You don't have to win the pageant to be in the parade. We'd love to have you. Sports teams, little league, high school, whatever. Just come out and to be a part of it.
I love seeing the little kids, and don't get me wrong, I'm one of the big kids that'll bring a candy bag. So you just look out, Ty. You're not stealing my candy.
All right.
But the little kids that are on the side of the road, and they just wait for the football teams and the baseball teams to go by because they're looking up to them. They're like, I want to ride a float one of these days with that Caldwell County uniform on. And the little girls that see, the Black Patch Princess and that sort of thing, that's what they want to do. They want to wear that crown. So, I mean, that's kind of a neat thing. Make sure that you come out, because if it doesn't cost anything, then why not?
And the candy part of it, we want to emphasize that. Feel free to toss out candy, but we want to ask parents to really watch your children to make sure they don't run out, because sometimes the vehicles have a lot of blind spots on them. So emphasize to your kids to let them throw the candy towards you, and you wait for that. Don't run out in the street to get it. And also for our throwers, kind of toss it. I've seen some of the maybe teams that using it for pitching practice or something, but just kind of toss it toward the kids so they can catch it easily.
Well, I didn't even mention, shame on me, the Caldwell County Band of Pride.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot all about it.
They've committed and been there every year, and we appreciate that. Also, our city gets ready for the parade in Black Patch. They have to block off the streets and have extra police enforcement and then clean up afterwards. We can't say thank you enough to those people who are involved in that. And that's one of the unseen parts of Black Patch. And the city helps us out so much with that. Roy G and I met with the department heads and the mayor a month or so ago.
About a month ago.
Going over everything. And there's just a lot of behind-the-scene things that they do. But we want to thank them so much for that. And it will be congested. So be patient and take your time trying to move around that.
And another
with
thing,
that,
the county also provides the
porta potties.
And then on the day of Black Patch, in front of the courthouse or the parade, they're going to block off in front of the courthouse, because in years past we've had a little congestion getting booths coming in, trailers coming in there in front of the courthouse, which we do have several that come in and set up, that night, get everything together. So our city and county government, they're part of it. They are part of it.
Now, when the parade comes through, if they're interested in, where do they normally kind of stop down for a second? And if they say, I want to know where to stand to make sure that I see the show, if they're going to really show out, like at different parts around the line, is it all the way through
it's
there?
All a good seat, really.
You can see anywhere, and I don't know that we actually have a place to stop. The parade just moves slowly down through. The band marches and plays as they go. I don't know that there's actually a stopping point, but you can see it. If there was a stopping point, everybody couldn't get there, because it is a major turnout on both sides of the street, starting there up by Napa all the way down through past the courthouse.
And we got to move them through, because what happens is then the as George says, the street department and our local officials come in there and just start cleaning the street immediately, and then get everything prepared for the booths and everything. And speaking of that, Roy Jean and George, it looks like, of course, we were shortened last year due to rain, but it looks like that that shortened black patch last year has them hungry for more, because this looks like it could be a record year for booths, doesn't it?
Ty, I counted this morning. Right now we have 94 booths signed up. That is already committed.
Well, that's just our part of it.
That's
right?
Yes, that's not counting the Art on Main. That is our part of it. And I'm still getting requests for applications, which is wonderful. We had a deadline of last Friday to turn in. So it takes a while to place all of these booths, because there's, again, I'm talking about behind the scene things. There are electrical needs. We only have a limited amount of what we call major 220 electrical for the food booths, and the one that needs that. Part of the street has electrical service, part of it doesn't, so that has to be placed. So we had a 2-week cutoff to sign up, and I know we have a group that's already working on making those placements. And then after that, we're still taking applications, but there's a $10 late fee added to it at this time. And we've had some this week contact me and said, we just didn't get our application in. We understand, we'll pay the $10 late fee, and we want to be there. So as of this morning, 94.
Wow.
And so, hopefully we'll hit 100 before we're finished, because I know there's some more out there that have got applications. If
There's so many other events going on. Your dog show, your farmer's market, your petting zoo, the pedal tractor pull. I don't know. We can, the three of us.
The square dance.
Right.
The
gospel
Justin,
singing.
Gospel singing. And, of course,
Justin Reynolds, the
book sale. The book
sales.
Yeah.
There
is something for everybody. Right. There literally is.
And the horse show that night.
Yeah.
So there is so much going on that day that there is no excuse for not coming down and finding at least something to do. And we thank the tourism committee for their donation to help us offset our expenses. A lot of people don't. Well, I was talking to a gentleman here the other day in government, and he said, well, y'all just throw things together. I said, yeah, we start throwing them together in October. As soon as Black Patch is over, we start looking at things that we can do. And it's continuous for members of the Optimist Club. But again, we couldn't do anything without the city and the county
and really, as we've talked in the past, it's a homecoming.
Yeah,
it's where you see old friends, make new friends, but it is a truly heritage festival and a community event, and the community makes it happen.
Yeah, 3 classes having reunions that day. So there are going to be a lot of them in town.
People that have asked, how many people, these are vendor questions that we've had, how many people what do you expect? I have no idea, but there's thousands. And that's been my answer. There's thousands that goes, people start showing up usually by 8 that morning and goes till 9 that night. And thousands of people are there. Sometimes it's so crowded you can't hardly even walk up and down the streets during meal times. Right. But I don't, do you have any idea how many?
We've counted in years past, just stood on the corner. And, in the good years, we've had over 10,000 people. Some of them are ones that come, like you say, early in the morning and maybe come back. But we're just counting people. We had a vendor 4 years ago. He sold 1,000 pork chops.
Mm-hmm. Wow!
So that gives you an idea of the number that's there. Yeah, you're one of those that purchased.
I was one.
Yeah.
Well, it's a tradition every year in my house. We go up, and all of our kids and us, we get a pork chop. I mean, that's kind of a tradition in our family that we do, and a funnel cake. Yes, there were funnel cakes had too.
Yeah.
But that's just and I think every family's got their own little thing that they always do.
It was disappointing last year to Trevor Burke. He didn't get a funnel cake. We had to shut down. So
Coach
this year we're going to
Burke.
make sure he gets 2.
And I know that we have several this year, especially local church groups that are having fundraisers or selling sandwiches or different things. So it's a fundraiser for a lot of our local groups too to do that. One thing, I think last year we had 70-something booths, so we're going to have approximately 20 more booths than we had last year. We have been advertising it through social media across the state, sending out applications for people to fill out, and people that have never been here before, and again, they say, how many people do you expect? And when I tell them thousands, they, well, we want to be a part of it. So there's going to be a wider variety of vendors and booths and items for sale there. I'm excited about just seeing what they are bringing, but there is a Facebook page where vendors across the state monitor, and we posted on it and sent out.
Okay.
One night I just sat down and sent out applications to people that had asked for applications for other places, and have got several of those back. So I think you're going to see a new face to the vendors, plus a lot of the returning ones coming back.
Well, you're going to see us. WPKY
Yes.
will be there. We're going to be
Yes.
broadcasting from 10 until 2, and Ty and I will be there. And, of course, we're going to be there all day. But we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to have giveaways as well. So
All
that'll be a
right.
good time.
It all kicks off with the Kiwanis breakfast on Saturday. Of course, the parade Friday night, but then the Kiwanis pancake breakfast down in the basement of Ogden Methodist Church, George, and then it's just a full slate of events all through the night.
Yeah, then the Butler reunion. I don't know if we mentioned that. Butler
No.
Caldwell County reunion there at the Butler campus. The book sale, the dog show we haven't had for a few years. It's going to be at Big Springs Park, so you won't look it on Main Street, but at Big Springs Park. Art on Main, a big, I'm not sure how many vendors they have, but they start in that whole block there in front of the Art Guild. Art on Main goes on there. Then the
Looking
pedal
forward to
tractor
that.
pull.
She's going to be on our show on Coffee Talk next Friday.
Right.
This is coming in.
And then the pedal tractor pull, petting zoo. You know, I had a question on our page this week. What about kids? Is there things for them to do? Oh yeah, the petting zoo. It's a donation only down there. What donations they get, they give to the FFA and 4-H. The pedal tractor pull, and it's a good activity for kids to do that. Then we have our annual cake walk at 4:00 up by the courthouse. Then CrossFit, it has the Saturday night on Main, Saturday Lights on Main. They're going to be doing up around Ziobros, then the gospel singing, square dance, Justin Reynolds band, and also the soccer alumni game at 7:00
missed
at
that
the
one, yep.
Butler campus. But Roy Jean can probably tell you more about the kids' activities because he's been kind of in charge of that.
Looks like
that.
this year we're going to have a trackless train, and wasn't sure what that was, but we got a picture sent to us earlier this week. I shared it with the members of the Optimist Club. That's something that all ages can ride on. This man emphasized that your grandparents can get on there with their grandchildren, parents with their children, and it's a trackless train. It's got 4 or 5 cars with it, and it's big. And then we've got 2 other new rides coming in from Bluegrass Rides, and I'll be sharing those on our social media page as well.
And you guys are going to come back next week. We'll have a pre-look at the festivities, and hope to have you in next week just
Gonna
right
have
before
a
the event.
pre-show, a breakdown.
Just to make sure and kind of get everybody fired up and prepared for the festivities.
One thing on our Facebook page, Black Patch Heritage Festival, I've been listing our vendors on there a few at a time. That way you don't get tired of reading all of them. Haven't got them all posted yet. Someone sent me a message yesterday. I haven't seen my booth on there. It will be. So scroll back over the last couple of weeks and you'll see what vendors have signed up and a example of what they are going to be selling and offering there. So there's another opportunity to see what's going to be at Black Patch.
Going to be another fantastic festival. Thanks to the Princeton Optimist Club each and every year working hard. Of course, the whole community, law enforcement, all the folks in our local and county government, and just the whole community that makes it all happen. And
It's
we're
going to
excited
be
about
a
being
lot
part
of
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Kicking off on Friday with the parade at 5 o'clock sharp.
Correct.
And, of course, that's free. Not one penny do you have to throw out, and you can go down and have a really good time. If somebody you know is going to be in the parade,
Sure.
I promise you. And then on Saturday, of course, Ty and I will be there at the parade, and then on Saturday, WPKY will be broadcasting live from 10 to 2, but I bet you see WPKY shirts all over the place all day.
That's exactly right.
So come
Looking
out
forward
and
to it.
see us. We really appreciate Hey, when you see Mr. Roy Jean Rogers, and I promise you will see him at Black Patch and all over the place, and George Kilgore as well. You tell him you say thank you, because we sure do appreciate all the hard work throughout the year and the Optimist Club for everything that they do.
One thing I've been asked, how do we know where we're going to set up our booth at? When you get there Saturday morning, look for bright orange shirts. The Optimist Club has new shirts we're going to be wearing this year. They're going to be neon orange, so they'll be easy to see. We try to.
And Tuesday night we'll be on the streets, right?
That's right. Tuesday night we're going to have everything, get everything ready to rock and roll, and we're excited about that. So come on out. It's the Black Patch Heritage Festival downtown Princeton, beginning Friday, September 6th with the parade, and then all day Saturday in downtown Princeton. Roy Jean Rogers and George Kilgore of the Princeton Optimist Club, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ty. Tess.
We sure do appreciate it. Come on out and see us next week. Of course, Ty and I are going to be here on Monday for Labor Day, so make sure you join us for that. And Audrey's just around the corner with your news, and so is Ty with sports. So, hey, stick around for your full forecast, too, because you don't want to miss this one. It's actually a really, really good forecast. It's Tess and Ty, 1580 103.3 WPKY.
The voice of Caldwell County. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY, Princeton. Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
Well, as promised, sunshine all the way through next Thursday. Of course, today's high, 86. Gorgeous this evening with temps around 80. Now, about kickoff time, and it'll be about 80. Now, your high for the complete day is 86. Now, tonight, overnight, partly cloudy, low 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 87. And then on Sunday, blue skies as you head off to church with a high near 89. Sunshine lasting all the way through next Thursday with the highs next Thursday, listen to this, of only 80. So it should be good and mild. 66 at 1580. 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Big John's Barbecue.
There's an advantage in being the home team. You know who Emma Talley, Jake Lewis, and Pat Gates are. You've seen the wall around Butler Stadium and have heard of the Caldwell Crazies. Trice Hughes, we're your home team. Here's our home team deal of the week.
2016 Chevy Equinox. Kelly Blue Book fair purchase price $22,547. Trice priced for $21,300.
Get this home team deal of the week at Trice Hughes. Find us on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or TriceHughes.com.
What does your morning sound like?
Morning, Al.
Next stop, 32nd Street.
Welcome to McDonald's.
Hi, can I get an Egg McMuffin, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. All of Florida could get hit by Hurricane Dorian, expected to arrive Monday as a major Category 3 or 4 storm. And Governor Ron DeSantis says
this is potentially a multi-day event where it will churn slowly across the state. That obviously creates a whole host of issues, but if you're in an area that has an impact from this storm, you should assume you're going to lose power.
There have been no evacuations called because no one knows yet where the storm's impact might be worst, anywhere from the Florida Keys up the East Coast to southern Georgia. And we're heading into a holiday weekend.
AAA expects over 35 million people to travel this Labor Day weekend, most by road, thanks in part to a national average of $2.60 per gallon and gas prices that are cheapest at $2.20 in Louisiana and Mississippi.
Fox's Jeff Manasso in Chicago. America is listening to Fox News.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
Mostly sunny today, a high near 86. Partly cloudy overnight tonight, low down to 66. Sunshine for Saturday, a high near 87. And partly cloudy tomorrow night, a low 67. Looks like good, clear, sunny skies for Sunday as well, a high 89. Clearing Sunday night, a low 67. Labor Day looking like sunshine as well, a high near 88. Again for today, sunny skies with a high of 86.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Great Wall Chinese Restaurant.
Tile is about to rock your world with rustic stone look flooring that's durable and low maintenance. Traffic Master Portland Stone Gray Tile from the Home Depot gives you the look of real stone for floors that will get a second look. And because it's tile, it's low maintenance and now even easier to fit into your budget. Traffic Master Portland Stone Gray Tile, just 77 cents per square foot at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Selection varies by store while supplies last.
School's back in session, and at AutoZone, we've got the free services you need to get your ride ready. Like our AutoZone Rewards program. Members get a $20 reward every time they spend $20 or more 5 times. If you're looking to reward your ride, get a 50-pack of Pro Elite Grab and Clean microfiber towels for only $19.99. They help you clean and protect your vehicle to give it a shiny finish. Visit us at AutoZone.com to start the job fast. See terms at AutoZone.com/rewards. Restrictions apply.